Happy Saturday morning, everybody. It is Start Sit Different Day. You got myself on here, of course, joined by our official host, Faith, and then we have Josh joining us as our club fantasy analyst, and Mase, who will be our special guest this week, who I will introduce himself in just a short bit here. It's Start Sit Different Day. For those that are new, it's Start Sit on a different day. I don't know how much more clear we could have made it from the title of the show. All of your Start Sit questions, ask them now because we're here to answer them before anybody else. We hope we can help you. And for those that started Allen Robinson and Cam Akers or frankly, anyone not named Cooper Kupp on the Rams, sorry. Why did it not go to the widescreen? That's just piss poor. That's piss poor. Oh, come on, StreamYard. Faith, go ahead. Sorry, that did not go to wide. That didn't go to the screen that it should have gone to for some reason.
You got to switch it over.
And yeah, switch it over. It goes to it on Wednesdays.
Because I click it. Because you never do.
Kiss my ass. Go ahead, Faith.
Well, good morning and happy Saturday, everybody.
Woo!
We are off to a great start here at Start Sit Different Day. It's the first one of the season, so there's bound to be some hiccups, some confusion. It happens. Once again, this is Start Sit Different Day because, as Joe said, we're answering your Start Sit questions on a different day than most people. Or as I've referred to it in our small group chat, it's the Faith and Joe show because Josh isn't here weekly anymore. Ryan isn't here weekly anymore, and so we are. So that's what we're calling it. Josh Hudson. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Good morning.
He said that's my name. My name is sorry. Hi, my name is.
Okay,
that's how I'm going to need you to introduce yourself from now on.
Hi, my name is.
What?
Maze, you can leave. Honestly, there's a leave studio button. Anytime.
All right, guys, later. No.
Anytime you can leave.
No, I'm just
and yes, as Joe mentioned, our special guest for this Saturday, deeply regretting his thoughts right now, I'm sure. Mase at Cali King 49er17. You're not a 49ers fan by any chance, are you?
Yeah. So I'll break it down. When I was in the military, I was just starting my, typing writing career. And I was about to get out of the military, so I was super excited. I like the 49ers, California. But the Kings is actually the Sacramento Kings, and I got out of the military in 2017. So they all have different pieces in it. But thanks for having me on. Super excited to be here. Like all your guys' stuff. Faith, you pretty much taught me how to edit my stuff poorly because I'm so bad at it. But I definitely learned a lot from you guys on here. Joe, I've done anything that well, but hopefully we can get something going from here on, man. Thank you for having me on.
It's okay. No one knows me that well, so it's fine.
Joe is fairly he hides in the Twitter space. He's there, but he just lurks, and he'll pop in when needed. Joe is the club fantasy resident IDP expert.
Oh,
so yeah. So Joe is the IDP guy of Club Fantasy FFL.
Here you go. Ready? I'll tip the.
There we go. Right
the headphones.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Yep.
The NFL has officially kicked off.
It has.
It has. But it hasn't officially kicked off for like 30 other teams.
Atta girl. Yep. Quick math on shows is hard. I get it.
Quick math period is hard. I hate math. I stick to words. You guys know this. That's why I hate writing, because numbers are involved when you're writing about football, and I don't do numbers. I just do words.
I like words, but I hate writing.
Mm-hmm. Because I hate the research part of it, because that involves numbers.
The math doesn't add up. But continue.
Precisely, Joe.
Okay.
Now you're catching on.
Yeah.
Before people make their decisions on who they're starting and who they're sitting, why don't you tell them who probably won't be playing?
Yeah, so you're going to start Zach Wilson, Michael Gallup, and Rondale Moore if you have them in every single league, because they're all out. So No, Zach Wilson is the only major quarterback that is out. J.K. Dobbins is questionable. I think we said it on Wednesday. Proceed with caution because no one really knows how that injury he's going to bounce back from. And it's not like they have a really good running quarterback or, like 3 guys behind J.K. Dobbins that can do his job. So there's no need to rush J.K. Dobbins back. Receivers, Chris Godwin, questionable. I thought he was playing. Is he back to questionable?
Well, I thought we learned last year that whenever a player is listed as questionable, they're playing. Like, that was your theory.
That was not my theory. That was
your
Ryan's
theory.
Not
No,
my
that was
theory.
your theory. Mm-hmm.
It's somebody's theory.
Liar.
I don't lie, Joe.
Michael Thomas, you're going to sit him anyway, but he's questionable. Drake London, questionable. He's practiced. He's trending towards playing. Jacoby Myers, same thing. He's questionable, trending towards playing. I couldn't tell you a lick of shit about Russell Gage, but he's questionable. Alan Lazard is doubtful. So fire up Romeo Dubs because he's playing against Cameron Dantzler? I don't know. Rookies seem to do well against Cameron Dantzler in the Minnesota Vikings secondary. As aforementioned, Gallup and Rondale Moore both out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Rondale Moore was a light surprise because I did not see him on an injury report leading up into the week. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there, but I didn't
look at an injury report.
I think he suffered the injury like Friday in practice.
Well, that is terrible. Okay. Because, I took Rondale Moore as a flyer in a late round. I'm like, oh, he's a great matchup this week.
I know, this is all
No, fuck you, Joe. You should have listened to your gut and not drafted Rondale Moore, idiot. Even as your wide receiver 8. Why would you do that? Tight ends, all questionable. Zach Ertz, George Kittle, Logan Thomas. Who are the Cardinals going to have to throw to? AJ Green and Andy Isabella? Who are they throwing to?
Andy Isabella.
What a difference in receivers. AJ Green, top 10, arguably top 5 receiver of the 2010s. Andy Isabella, UMass Amherst graduate. Like, tough. And for kickers, because Josh added them in there too.
Nope,
Ryan.
Ryan. Sorry, Ryan.
You should know better than
Josh. You know my thoughts on kickers here.
I know, but
Josh does not agree that kickers are people too.
Because
Ryan
kickers
adds
are people
them just
too.
To piss Josh off.
All of them are healthy, and for those asking questions about defenses and their injuries, just know they will all start 11 players on the defensive side of the ball. So you can confidently start your defense knowing that all 11 guys will be out there. They may be different, but all 11 guys will be out there. That's it.
That's it, Joe. Thank you for that injury rundown. Also, I have to say this publicly. So a shout out to Ryan Weiss at the Fantasy 5, who last year for Starts at Different Day put together our injury report. And it used to be in a Google Doc, and it just went top to bottom, and it was just long. But this year, he's also doing our injury report because he's amazing. And he's decided to do it in a Google Sheet. And so it's just columns, and it's beautiful because it's
nice.
Clean and organized, and it's there instead of having to scroll endlessly. And Ryan, I hurt you. So thank you. Whatever you're doing today, just know you're appreciated. All right, gentlemen, we have our first question.
Michael, welcome.
Michael Henderson. In a full PPR, he needs one for a flex spot. Cooks, Mooney, or Myers. And also the Harry Potter in my brain needed to add a fourth name, and it felt like I was reading the Marauders map. But anyway, Mase, we're going to start with you as our guest.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and just take Myers off. First off right now. I think the Patriots just came out and said that they were going to ditch their offensive game plan, maybe, but they're not sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay away from that cluster fluff. I like Cooks because the Texans often play down, and they have a rookie running back and Dameon Pierce stepping in. Cooks is one of those guys that for some reason always falls in drafts preseason. And then when season comes around, everyone remembers that he does have the upside to be between top 20, top 10-ish range, I guess. So I really like him, especially with Mills. He's just going to have to come out and sling it, I feel like, and really prove that he's a leader. I do like Mooney because of his targets, although they are playing the 49ers. So I feel like Ward's probably just going to be matched up with him for most of the game. So I kind of like the tight end matchup for them more. So I guess I'll go ahead and just say Cooks for Houston.
Josh.
Yeah, for me, this is Cooks too. I'll take the volume standpoint there. Without the artist formerly known as Darius Leonard, Shaq Leonard, now out. They'll have to get a little bit creative in the middle of the defense, but their corners are still there. Cooks is probably going to be on Stephon Gilmore. So you don't love that matchup, but most of these teams play so much zone nowadays anyway that you're not really going to get true shadow matchups. So I think that'll still give Cook some opportunity to get some catches, and he is the number one target on that offense. So.
And Joe.
Cooks. When did Darius Leonard change his name to Shaquille?
Yeah,
when did that
I was
happen?
wondering that because
was like
the look on
pictures.
Joe's face when Josh said that, I was like,
why, dude? Why? Like, now
Why
you're
not?
popping up on my sleeper, Shaquille Leonard. I'm like, when the fuck did I drop Darius? Who is this guy?
I think it's like his childhood name, and then he just finally carried it over.
That's like, but I feel like once somebody knows you by your name, especially somebody mainstream like that, you can't really change it. Like Josh could change.
Well,
his
it's
name.
like
Nobody
when
would
Mike
care.
Stanton became Giancarlo Stanton. Like
Who?
it happened.
Exactly. Why though? Why? ¿Por qué?
Giancarlo changed his name? Really?
I didn't know.
Yeah, he used to be Mike Stanton when he first came up in the Marlins
that dude-
organization.
I mean, well, he's in the Bronx now. Maybe he should go by Mike, because that's like,
Yeah, right.
well, Mike. Yeah, that definitely feels like that's like a New York name, Mike Stanton.
Mike
Whatever.
Stanton. All right, we have another question from Ignatius Pennyfeather the Ninth.
The ninth.
Solid name.
I love that name.
Speaking of a flex, again, we need Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, or Damian Pierce in a PPR. He's personally leaning toward Waddle, but he needs some guidance. Mace.
I don't know if Godwin plays the early game or the afternoon game. I don't know.
Sunday night game.
Sunday night game. Okay, well, yikes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
Waddle and Pierce play at 1, and then Godwin's the Sunday night game.
okay. Jeez, man, I'm gonna go with Waddle just because I'm not really sure of the line for Houston, what they're capable of, and they might have to throw their way out.
Joe's
Godwin
gonna
is too
tell us real
risky,
quick.
although I thought that Godwin was good to go. So Waddle, even though I don't really trust Tua, and I'm not sure if Waddle's going to continue to get the targets that he's getting with Tyreek Hill. But it's week 1, and I don't feel comfortable rolling out a rookie, so I'll go Waddle.
Josh.
I know Joe's going to lean into this one just based off of our Wednesday stream. But I'm also going to say Waddle. With Godwin, I just want to see it. He just recently shed the knee brace. I personally don't think he's going to be on the field for more than 60% of snaps anyway. I think you're going to see a lot of Mike Evans and Julio Jones. So for me, Chris Godwin is straight up a wait and see. With Damian Pierce, I don't know the PPR value with him. I think he's going to be, at best, for now anyway, 2 down back, short yarded situations. So I think at best his ceiling is probably 14 points a game. That's kind of where I'm at until I physically see him being on the field for third downs, getting those types of targets. So Waddle it is, really by default, but I think this is a really good matchup anyway. Joe will hit this on the head again. Patriots secondary, kind of weak right now. And they're going to do anything and everything they can to limit Tyreek Hill. That's only going to open up things for Waddle, especially in a PPR format. This is where he excelled last year, and I think we'll see that opportunity this year.
Also, for what it's worth, like Josh said, Godwin just shed the knee brace, and the fact that Godwin is playing on Sunday night, if you rely on him as your flex and he only plays 60% of the snaps, I mean, to me, that's a scary thought, waiting until Sunday night to start your flex. And then if he doesn't perform, you're screwed.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you're probably making that flip for, the receiver position versus the flex, but still, same concept.
Ignatius, you didn't have to ask the question. You were right. It was between Pierce and Waddle. I'm not trusting Godwin yet. It was between Pierce and Waddle. And like Josh said, he might be a 2 down back at this point because the 2 guys behind him, Rex Burkhead and Daria Gumbawale, both receiving backs. Rex Burkhead was a special teams guy until he joined the Patriots, obviously. And then Agumbawale has been a receiving back out of the backfield for his entire career. So unless Damian Pierce has a little James White in him, I don't think he's going to overshadow in the passing game. Between those two, don't know how well his pass blocking is because Rex Burkhead and Agumawale's pass blocking is very good. There's a reason they're still in the NFL as second and third string guys. Jalen Waddle, guys, listen, I don't know where this Tyreek Hill nonsense is coming from. He is not going to catch anything further than 20 yards down the field, especially against New England. The high-low coverage against Tyreek Hill is going to clamp him down. They're going to double cover him. Jalen Waddle is going to be one-on-one against Miles Bryant or Jonathan Jones. Do you want to know how good those guys are? They're not. And it's incredible that they're starting in the NFL. But, hey, that's Bill Belichick. We're going to take garbage like Jalen Mills and make him our cornerback one.
Jalen Waddle, Pats fan.
Jalen Waddle will have 10 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is going to smoke the New England Patriots, destroy that team.
Also, they're in Miami, so.
Yeah, and the Pats never win in Miami. So every Dolphin should be a smash start if you're not named Tyreek Hill.
Or Tua Tagovailoa. And now, for the first time this season.
Hi, Dad.
Your favorite Zollo. Joe's dad.
Hi, Lou.
Lou's the greatest. All right, Judy or Devonta Smith? Mase.
Dude, I don't know. Judy's catch percentage is kind of lower than what I would like, but however, he hasn't really had a decent quarterback his whole career. Devonta Smith has Jalen Hurd. I'm going to go with Smith just because I feel like the Broncos are playing Seattle and that could get out of hand very quickly, especially with Russell Wilson going back. So I feel like Smith will have more targets and upside.
Josh?
Devonta Smith, baby. I look, I'm Team Cortland Sutton, but the thing with Judy is he lines up so much in the slot, and I want to see how they're going to utilize him with Tim Patrick out. Are they going to shift him outside, or are they going to shift KJ Hamler outside? If they end up shifting KJ Hamler outside, Judy's not going to be on the field near as much when they run their 2-back sets because they're going to have Gordon and Javonte Williams on the field at the same time in packages and formations. So for me, this is Devonta Smith all the way.
And Joe.
Okay. Sidney Jones the fourth, Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant, not that Kobe Bryant, Mike Jackson, Artie Burns, and Justin Coleman. Do you want to know how many of those guys played for Seattle last year? None of them. That's how bad their secondary is. This team is terrible outside of Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. And guess who doesn't cover Jerry Jeudy? Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. I am Team Sutton all the way. The issue is Cortland Sutton's going to have 150. Judy's going to back him up with another 150 because Denver is dropping 75 points in Seattle on Monday Night Football. It is Russell Wilson going home to a team that full-on disrespected him.
Yeah, they did.
And he may seem like a calm, cool, let's ride kind of guy, but I would tell you, there is a mean bone inside that body when he wants revenge. Javonte Williams is going to have 100 yards. Melvin Gordon is going to have 100 yards. Every receiver, the top 2, maybe KJ Hamler might get in on the game as well. Russell Wilson might break the single game record for passing touchdowns at this point. He's going to throttle this team because they have nothing to stop them. Literally nothing to stop them. No pass rush, no linebackers, and no secondary to stop this team. That I don't care. I don't
Those
care
are
where
all
Jerry
fair
Jeudy
points. I kind of look at both of these guys on very similar tiers, in all honesty.
Hey, real quick, in passing volume, not in the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. Passing volume.
I agree. They threw a lot the first half of last year. They did. So that's why, like, when you go out and you get AJ Brown, I'm very curious to see, like, that discrepancy. Like, how much is that going to kind of come back to the median here? I don't think you'll go completely wrong with either. For me, I'm going to trust the talent in Smith over Judy because I'm not a Judy fan at all.
Judy's going to have 2 drops and 17 targets, so it doesn't even matter.
What do you have against Judge Judy?
I have a
She'd
lot against.
smoke
I have a
your
lot
ass.
against.
That's how he catches the football.
Yeah,
Fucking alligator arms.
Yeah,
I said Judge Judy, stupid.
Let me make this clear. Jerry Judy's not a good receiver. I don't think he's very good.
I think he's a good route runner. Everything else he's not great at.
Yeah, he does the triangle, folks. This was taught to you when you were 5 years old. You catch a football with a triangle. Jerry Judy catches it with a backwards triangle, which is strange. I don't know how one does that. So, but it's okay. He went to
Not very
Alabama.
well, clearly.
He went to Alabama, so it's fine. Next one.
Our good friend Carrington.
Oh.
We love Carrington. In a flex spot in a PPR. Dylan or Lockett?
Lockett. Lockett all day on this.
It's got to be, right? By default?
I can't. I mean, I don't know if Dylan's even going to be catching the ball.
Josh doesn't seem like he's agreeing with either of you.
Yeah, I'm
just
going
quiet
the
over there.
direction. I'm definitely going with Dylan here. I know it's PPR, but I there's nothing in me that trusts Tyler Lockett at all. In what was it, three or four starts with Geno Smith last year, had like 2 catches, 3 catches, and then 1 game at 10. And I understand they're going to have to throw to keep up with Denver, but like, why do we honestly think that there's going to be some sort of connect? Like, Geno's dog shit. Like, he's not a good quarterback. So I would much rather take the guy that I know is going to see a lot of run, and he's still going to get thrown the football. Like, he is a excellent pass catcher out of the backfield, and they're going to utilize both him and Aaron Jones enough where both will have top 15 upside in any given week.
Joe,
Mase, I'll let you start. I mean, like,
I'm not really an AJ Dillon truther. Just for some reference here, I traded him away for Quay Walker in a conjoined league this year. I don't like him. I don't really trust him. I think this is Aaron Jones' season, honestly. When it comes down to both of them, I mean, they could very well ride the hot hand, but I just think Lockett still has some in the tank, and at least for this game, there's going to be something in the air that makes those older players that play with Russ, I feel like, want to show up. And I mean, even if Pete Carroll has to go out there and be like, Gino, just throw screens all day to this guy, they're going to figure out a way to get him the ball. So.
I think the volume to Lockett is so big because of how bad they're going to be down the entire game. And that's the reason why. If this was a standard, I think you're totally fine, but I don't think AJ Dillon near has any of the value in a PPR that he does in the standard league. And I mean, Josh, you talk about, the 2 catches, 3 catches. Tyler Lockett needs 1 catch for 50 yards and a touchdown, and he already tops AJ Dillon in turn. He could have one.
Gino's not the guy to make that happen, though. That's the problem.
But Tyler Lockett can be that guy. Tyler Lockett can take a deep drag 15 yards down the field, and in a broken coverage, which we saw a ridiculous amount of times on Thursday night, because this is week 1 NFL football. Tyler Lockett can take that to the house. He has the speed. So I'm not saying it happens. I'm just saying I think that Lockett probably has 5 for 65.
I think if you're chasing points, Lockett's the guy. Like, in the event that you started Cam Akers or Allen Robinson and you need a boom game, then yes, I would 1,000% agree Lockett's the guy. Fine. But for me, I would so much rather roll with AJ Dillon because I know exactly what I'm getting, and there's still some upside there from a receiving perspective.
Josh is normally wrong in these big-time debates, so I just want to put that out there that I'm normally the one that comes back right. So if you start Tyler Lockett, you're welcome. If you start A.J. Dillon, I'm sorry, because Aaron Jones is the RB1 this week, if you heard Wednesday from Ryan Weiss. So
anyway, it's always great when the boys get along. Carrington also wants to know, what are your thoughts on Carter being the focal point of the team? It's kind of a 2-parter, so we'll start with that one. Mase.
Michael Carter, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I think that coming from the offensive side they did in San Francisco, the Jets, meaning head coach Robert Saleh, I think they're just going to ride the hot hand until further notice this year. So I don't know about focal point. I think either of them could be, depending on the week. So.
Okay. Josh.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a similar situation to when the Colts brought in Jonathan Taylor. Like it's the rookie, earn your stripes. Breece Hall had some flashy moments in preseason games, but also kind of looked a little flat. And I don't know if that was necessarily on him, and more so just kind of getting a feel for the offensive line in front of him. But I mean, with Joe Flacco at quarterback, they need a viable running game. And Michael Carter played well last year. Like, I know these people that are like, oh, he's not a good running back, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's been a 1B, not just last year, but also going back to North Carolina. Like, this is kind of what he's used to. And he adds a little bit of juice. Like, he's got quick feet. He hits a hole hard and goes. So I think there's something to be said that we shouldn't be completely fading Michael Carter. I'm sitting Breece Hall this week, unless I absolutely have to play him in like some dynasty teams. I have to, but like in my redraft leagues where I have Breece Hall, like I'm fading him because I want to see kind of how he gets worked in. Could he go for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns? 1,000% he could. Not expecting it, but there's the opportunity there. But Carter's going to be the guy that is going to help kind of get this offense going, at least to start, him and Elijah Moore. So I don't hate it, but I hate it if I have Breece Hall.
Joe.
I don't fucking know. It's week 1. Next question. I don't know. I don't know. It's a rookie in week 1 on one of the shittiest NFL teams last season. Flip a coin. Like, don't start him at all costs if you can, but if you need to start him, you're shit out of luck. I don't really know at that point. Like, you have to play him, but at all costs, don't play Breece Hall this week.
All right, well, there you go. In a PPR flex, are you starting Hollywood or Deontay?
We can skip Josh.
Yeah, exactly, because Josh is going to answer Deontay.
Yep.
Mase.
Yeah, I'm going to say Hollywood. I don't know the extent of Deontay's injury with the shoulder. I guess he's okay now, or he said he's going to suit up.
I don't.
Who knows? Yeah, okay. Also, they have Mitch Trubisky, who's a one wide receiver quarterback. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and run on this one. Hollywood.
Joe.
Deontay. I don't know.
It's week 1. He doesn't effing know.
I do not like Marquise drops the football a lot Brown. So I don't really like him. He forced Justin Tucker to kick the longest field goal in NFL history last year. So Deontay. I'm not saying Deontay Johnson doesn't drop the football at all, but
hey, he didn't. I think he only had 2 drops all last year. So let's pump the brakes.
Both touchdowns, though.
Well, Marquise had 3 drop touchdowns in 1 game.
That's
So,
what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna go Deontay. I'll just go with the more solidified guy. They'll probably pepper him with targets. So,
I mean, both have good matchups. So,
yeah.
Deontay's just going to see much heavier target volume. So,
good to know. I'll keep that in mind in Scott Fishbowl.
See.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Josh and I are in the same Scott Fishbowl league, and we did a live draft, and I totally sniped Josh of Deontay Johnson. His guy, literally 1 pick. Actually, sniped him twice in a row because I took Josh Jacobs. That Josh was good. Good Lord.
Yeah, hey. Thunder's bad where I'm at. So if I get kicked from the
loud.
Stream, upside down.
The upside down. I don't watch
running up that road.
Joe, that's beautiful. Keep going.
No, God, no. I hate that song. It's the dumbest song in the world.
All right. Wendy Early, good friend of Women of Fantasy Football. We adore her.
Hi, Wendy.
She wants to know if Zach Ertz is out. Would AJ Green be a viable option?
Everyone at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes. Next
we
question.
Like it when they all agree. All right. Raymond Brown. Good morning, Raymond. He said that he started A-Rob. Sorry.
Rip.
Moment of silence.
Rip.
So he wants to know, should he sit Waddle, Sutton, or Devonta Smith in half PPR? His QB is Hurts. So I'm guessing he wants to know which 2 he should start.
Yeah. Basically, which one is he sitting? Yeah, which one is he sitting of the 3 because he's starting the other 2?
And he started A-Rob.
Mine's
Mase.
quick. I'm sitting Devonta Smith. So
same.
There you go. Did you say same, Josh?
Yeah, same.
All right. So
advocate and say go for the stack, man. Say one.
If that was AJ Brown, I'd say go for the stack. But like, I just think the upside with Waddle and Sutton is way higher than Devonta Smith. And by starting Allen Robinson, you need to chase all the upside you can chase.
I'm never against the stack, for the record. Never against the stack. But
I had also in Scott Fishbowl, I had the Allen Diggs stack on Thursday. That was exciting.
Yo, sick flex, dude.
Listen, it's about all that I can add to these conversations because that's just why I'm here. Smokey the cat.
Yeah, make sure you get the second cat in there.
In case you didn't know, he's a cat.
Smokey the
which is
cat.
Really awesome. In a PPR, Claypool or Burks? Mace.
This is a rest of season question?
I don't.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know.
ROS,
Yeah, I was
rest
going
of
to say,
season.
I don't know what the ROS is.
Okay.
Their seasons literally haven't started yet.
Yeah.
So,
So Smokey, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know Maze's thoughts on rest of season advice, but I don't like that because there's so much that changes week to week. If I'm gonna give you a rest of the season, it's gonna be Treylon Burks, and if I'm gonna give you this week, it's probably gonna be Treylon Burks too. So he plays the Giants. I mean, he's the number one wide receiver option. Chase Claypool is not.
The new AJ Brown, right?
Well,
that's what they drafted him to be. Essentially,
yeah.
They traded him for AJ Brown and like a third.
Yeah, they just have to tell him the football is a hog, and he'll chase after it.
Raise it back, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If I had to go with one, it would be Burks, just because he's a rookie and he is wide receiver one. So.
Yeah. Joe, what was that noise you just made?
I don't know.
Tim Allen?
No, we call one of our ticket sales guy in the office. We call him Bulldog. So anytime we say Bulldog, we say. So that's we call him Bulldog because he breathes like a bulldog. So love you, Andy.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out Andy.
We have a special love for bulldogs here in my house. So
I was gonna say, don't you have a bulldog? Ooh, every time they score a touchdown, Faith, you know? Ooh.
There's a lot more to it. Actually, the bark happens on a kickoff.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole thing. It's go dogs, sick 'em, and then they bark 3 times. It's amazing.
They emasculated Bo Nix in an entirely different conference. That was awesome.
Bo Nix left the SEC. He's like, I'm going to Oregon. I could dominate. I don't have to play these guys anymore. First game of the season. National champs.
Deuces.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Mr. Scampers.
Mr. Scampers, good morning.
I hope that's the cat's name, and I imagine that is the cat's name.
I think so.
Because it's the profile picture.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you want to bring it up.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet. So this is what we like to see, Carrington. This is what we're here for. Is we just want to help you destroy your opponent. There is no such thing as a mercy rule in fantasy football.
Not at all.
You're up by 4 touchdowns. You keep your foot on their necks. You don't give up.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Mace?
I said, 4. That's rookie numbers. You got to bump it up to like 6 or 8 and let them feel it.
Like UGA versus Oregon, 49-3 final score.
Last year, my sister, we have a family league, and she has Jonathan Taylor, and it was on his like 68-point week where he just went insane. And she didn't start 3 people, had 3 empty spots, and beat me by 5 points. Huge flex with it. Yeah, I know.
Huge flex with it. All right. CKAC wants to know: would you start Josh Jacobs or Elijah Moore as a half flex PPR Mace?
Oh man,
that's a really good question, actually.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking. I mean, because Elijah Moore is used in more ways than just one, right?
Yeah.
You think they're going to open up the gate and do that if they're going to have to? I mean, it's Joe Flacco's return game. Does he really have a long ball? He is a yak guy, so I like that. Josh Jacobs, he's in a contract year. Are they going to run him until the wheels fall off? I'm just going to say Elijah Moore because I feel like there's more to gain from that. If you're going for easy points or just, you need a quick 10, go for Josh Jacobs.
I just want to say Josh Hudson must have a really good mic, or the Thunder is just that loud because it's
that loud
movie theater level surround sound right now.
Yeah, it's that loud.
That's crazy. Josh.
I do like Josh Jacobs this year. Them going, I believe they play the Chargers this week, correct?
They do play the Chargers.
The Chargers did a lot to try to boost that league worst run defense. So I think I want to kind of play a wait and see game with them. Elijah Moore was awesome last year without Zach Wilson. And I think that obviously boosts that profile a little bit this year. He's going to be that number one guy, especially until they figure out what they have with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson. So give me Elijah Moore this week. Again, I just kind of want to wait and see with that Chargers defense and really even Josh Jacobs, because it had 60 some odd receptions last year, but now you go to a Josh McDaniels system where he doesn't typically target those top guys. And that's really why they brought in, Brandon Bolden and Amir Abdullah. I still think Jacobs is going to get targets because he's the best pass blocker amongst that running back core. So, but I do kind of want to see that usage rate. And again, with the supposedly improved run defense with the Chargers, give me Elijah Moore this week.
Joe.
I wanted to look back because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I could have sworn Elijah Moore had a really good game when Joe Flacco started last year.
I think it was Mike White.
No, it was Joe Flacco.
Okay, that was the 8-catch game.
8 for 141 and a touchdown with 15 yards on the ground. It was his best game of the season, and it wasn't even close. His next closest was 6 catches for 77 yards or 7 for 84 and 2 touchdowns. He had his best game with Joe Flacco in the lineup.
Love it.
I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but revenge game for Joe Flacco.
Yes.
I will go Elijah Moore. And to everyone saying that, because I'm sorry, I don't know who's going to be the pepper target outside of Devontae Adams, but I've seen a lot of people say sit Hunter Renfrow this week against the Chargers. You all could shove it, okay? I've seen multiple people say that. That game is going to be high scoring. Where do you think Derek Carr is going to throw the football secondarily to Devontae Adams? It's the guy who consistently makes people miss and look stupid in coverage. Hunter Renfrow. That's all I have to say on that. Great question. That made me think, but I do like Elijah Moore.
White chocolate thunder, as Joe likes to call him.
White chocolate thunder.
All right. Will you rate Smokey the Cat's 12-team PPR lineup? All right.
Yep.
So we're going Herbert, Jefferson, Ayuk, Renfro, Godwin, and then Berkshire Claypool, I'm assuming, he's got leftover, and then Kels, Zeke, Monty, Hunt, Henderson, Alexander Madison, and Gallup on IR. Mase.
For starters, let's take it from the top. I love the quarterback and that top wide receiver. I'm pretty high on Ayuk this year. Like Joe was saying, Renfro's that guy. Godwin's kind of banged up, maybe kind of not really right now, but he's going to be great down the season with TB12. Kelsey's tight end 1 until further notice. Zeke, although a lot of people are kind of out on him, I feel like at where he's being taken, he's got value. I like this team, especially Henderson is now an RB1. So that's kind of nice too. I like the way that it looks. You have trade value maybe with Mattinson if he ends up getting traded and going to a team. I know they were recently talking about shopping him. I don't know if anyone gave any calls on that. And then Gallup has a sure path to getting targets when he comes back because he's got a contract extension or whatever. So, I really like that team.
Josh.
You have a guy that can arguably be QB1, like the QB1 in Herbert. You have a guy that could easily be the wide receiver 1 in Justin Jefferson.
Hunter
and you
Renfrow.
have the tight end 1. I'm just looking at these 3 guys. That alone right there is going to carry this team. I like Ayuk from an upside standpoint. I love Renfrow. Godwin, once he really gets ramped up, that's the easy top 10 wide receiver. I don't think there's a ton of depth here, but that's to be expected when you have those high-level guys at, quarterback, tight end, and wide receiver. Zeke and Monty are decent floor guys because you have the upside with Kelsey and Jefferson and Herbert. Yeah, I like this team. I really do. I think it's fantastic.
Joe.
A-. I'm not going to explain everything. One thing I will say, Ronnie Stanley was just downgraded to out for tomorrow's game. So if that gave you any more inkling of wanting to start J.K. Dobbins if he's healthy, don't. He doesn't have his best offensive lineman out there. Don't start J.K. Dobbins. Any J.K. Dobbins questions will be, no matter what, I will answer with the opposite person. It could be the 5th string running back, and I will answer with that person because they'll score the same amount of points.
All right. Christian wants to know Chase Edmonds or Miles Sanders, RB2.
This is one of our interns this year. Hi, Christian.
Oh, hi, Christian.
Oh, we love Christian.
Hey, hit subscribe, Christian. One of Joe's interns previously won one of our raffle giveaways. Just throwing that out there, buddy.
He did.
I'm not saying.
He did. You are correct. I forget who that was, but yes, he did. Mase, to you.
Mase.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Edmonds. I'm not really sure what's up with Miles Sanders. I don't know what his headspace is like. I don't know what that team is like. I like the upside of Hurts and everyone else that is not named Miles Sanders. Edmonds is in that new offense where they're probably going to try to contain the edge and get him to go one cut and get off the field. So I like Edmonds.
Josh.
Yeah, same. Give me Edmonds. Miles coming off the hamstring injury. I feel like they're probably going to run quite a bit of a committee approach. Sure, they probably will with Edmonds in Miami as well, but I think for right now, he has both the receiving upside and the RB1 rushing upside, at least for right now. So give me Edmonds.
Joe.
Edmonds plays the Patriots. Next question.
Josh wants to know, start one in a PPR. Darnell Mooney, Scary Terry, or Deontay Johnson, Mase?
Skip Josh.
Scary Terry. I would normally I don't know. I would maybe lean Deontay Johnson, but his health, and I'm not really sure if he's going to be 100%. I know McLaurin's going to go out there, and he's done it with quarterbacks that are worse than Wentz somehow. So I feel like he's got it this week.
Josh, do we already know your answer? No, that's what I think.
I will say I do like McLaurin this week. Jaguars secondary is shit. So I mean, if you're worried with Deontay Johnson's health, then yeah, go ahead and plug in Terry. But I'm always going to run the targets with Deontay. So.
And Joe.
T-Mac.
That's Terry McLaurin for those of you not keeping track.
Tracy McGrady. All right.
Mac.
Toby Mac. What?
11 points in 35 seconds.
All right. Mr. Scampers wants to know in a half PPR, are you benching Thielen for Christian Kirk, or should he try to not be so adorable?
Stop being adorable.
I love the phrasing.
Trust the cat's instincts. That's all I say.
That's why they got 9 lives, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to run
right?
Thielen. I like the passing attack on the Vikings way too much. Christian Kirk got paid, but I don't know if he's – I don't know. I just don't trust it yet. I want to see it first.
Josh.
I do like Kirk this week, but give me the touchdown upside with Thielen. I think as long as he's healthy, they're going to run him out as a true wide receiver too, even though I think his best asset is on the field inside the 20s because he finds the end zone. That's just my personal opinion.
Joe.
Thielen probably for this week. Wait and see on how they use Christian Kirk. I mean, he does have a good matchup, but Thielen, you know how they're going to use him in that offense. And he normally tears up Green Bay too.
Yeah, and with the half PPR aspect, what you're doing is chasing touchdowns more than anything, and that's what Thielen does. You know, I think he has the 3rd most total touchdowns over the last 2 seasons, and he's been hurt both of those seasons.
Yeah.
All right. Hobo Frack wants to know, in a standard non-PPR league, someone dropped Deontay Johnson for waivers. Remember, standard non-PPR. Are you dropping the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, for Deontay Johnson, Mase?
Man. Yeah, I think I will. I mean, I don't like it, but I mean, I'd love to see what his other wide receivers are, or he or she, just to see, because Amon-Ra's just more than a name, man. He really came out and proved everyone wrong last year, and like we've been saying this whole time, we already know who Deontay Johnson is. So if it's a very short league, I mean, sure, but I would definitely kind of look at my team a couple times before making that move.
If Deontay Johnson is sitting on your waivers, you're dropping your firstborn child.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I feel like Mase would disagree.
I agree with Mase, though. I'm sure you have somebody that is lower on the pecking ground than Amon-Ra. So, but yeah, you are going to get Deontay Johnson. Put in that way.
ARSB cannot be the worst receiver you have.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be somebody on your team.
Drop a running back then.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he is, congratulations. I'd like to play in the league you're playing in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would. Don't drop Amon-Ra, but pick up Deontay Johnson and drop a shittier receiver or a running back. because you should have Deontay on your team. I wouldn't drop him for ARSB though.
All right.
Elixirs.
Elixirs, another good friend of the show, with Robinson in his IR spot, RIP, in a standard league. He said, and as I've noted from last time, I killed my draft. Not the good kind of killed. So then you didn't kill it, you just died. He needs the highest upside IR spot play. Are you swapping out Robinson?
First off, Elixirs, what a question. I need the highest upside IR play. That is a first, I think, on this show.
Yeah, I'm very
level
confused.
Questioning right
there. That is elite level questioning.
Okay, hold on. You know what? We're gonna come back to this because we are because Hobo answered your question. His other wide receivers are Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Gates Davis, and Adam Thielen. He has
honestly, I would drop Thielen.
Thielen, right? Yeah,
I would drop Thielen. But damn, that's a loaded like that is peak 0 RB drafting right there. Like
that has to have been.
Yeah.
Hold on. He has Cordell Patterson as a running back. I would drop Patterson.
Yeah.
Personally, I would drop Patterson unless you physically need him because your running backs are J.K. Dobbins, Cordell Patterson, Melvin Gordon. Because I'm assuming you probably waited on running back.
Yeah.
At that point, then you're dropping Thielen. But if you have room to drop Patterson and feel comfortable with your running back room, I would drop Patterson.
He drafted at RBs first, and he said his wide receiver room is full, and he can't drop an RB.
Okay, so you're drop Thielen.
Yeah.
That's a consensus. Drop Thielen. There you go.
And Elixir says he has questions so high IQ they're just beyond comprehension.
Also,
and for those
to go
that just
back to that original question, though, I think you could probably get maybe a Michael Gallup that's on IR. That would probably be the one like high upside IR guy, in my mind.
That's probably the highest, yeah.
To my knowledge.
I mean, unless it's a running back. If it's running back, it's probably Brian Robinson. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you would have to assume, like, with all the talk that he would be the RB1, but I just have to question, like, dude got shot in the leg. His conditioning is going to suck when he comes back. So I don't really think that you can fully expect him to be like that guy that we thought we were getting out of preseason, probably until week 11 or so when the conditioning catches up.
Well, he needs the high upside play. So week 11 is perfect.
Well, and that's fair. I still think with that passing attack in Dallas that Gallup would take that spot.
Yeah. I honestly either
even in a standard league.
All right. Back to Josh. In a PPR flex, Elijah Moore or Brandon Ayuk, Mase?
I'm going to go Elijah Moore just because he's the one there. I do love Brandon Ayuk. I just want to see kind of what that offense is going to be with Trey Lance, Kyle Shanahan. So I'm going to entrust Elijah Moore.
This guy.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do think Ayuk will have a big game. I fully expect George Kittle to not play. But yeah, give me all the Elijah Moore this week.
Speaking of George Kittle,
he'd probably be a top 10 wide receiver for me this week.
Speaking of George Kittle, Adam says, "What's up? Yo, hey." He wants to know should he start Cole Kmet over George Kittle this week?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Adam. If you put Kittle in your lineup and he's out, he's gonna score the same amount of touchdowns as Cole Kmet. So it doesn't matter at that point.
But to be fair, Cole Kmet at that point would have the better opportunity to score touchdowns.
He's target beast, man.
Would he though? Can we think about that?
Because he's actually playing. And for those of you just joining, Adam, if you don't know, the boys at Club Fantasy are notorious Cole Kmet haters. Even though every single one of them who claimed to hate Cole Kmet drafted Cole Kmet in at least one league.
It was the 13th fucking
Josh
round.
Did.
Let it go.
Ryan did too. Didn't Ryan draft Cole Kmet in a league?
It was the 13th round, and I took Albert Oku-Winenboom over Cole Kmet.
Oku-Winenboom. I took Cole Kmet in a best ball league on Thursday.
Why are either of you here?
Listen, I took him late as a literal troll. I was like, I don't have him anywhere. Just for shucks and grins, I'm gonna draft Cole Kmet. Literally my only share.
You couldn't troll anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
It didn't bother me. It's a best ball
look,
league, and
I refuse to answer this question because we all know if Kittle's out this week, we obviously know the answer.
yeah.
So
Just for the record, I like
Ryan would like to state for the record.
neither did I. There was two people, and then they're on that side of the stream that drafted Cole Kmet. Okay, that side.
And
All right,
Gemma
he'll
is
be on
not here
waivers in
for
3
it.
weeks anyways.
I'm with you, Gemmo. I like him, man.
Gemmo, just enjoy your top 5
Demo's
pick.
a Bears fan though. Like, I mean,
Just enjoy
Yeah.
your top 5 pick next year. Just enjoy it.
All right, bet records. Is it Sunday yet? Almost there. Who are you starting in a flex half PPR? Rashad Bateman, Chase Edmonds, Tolbert, or Davis?
Mike Davis.
Mase.
Edmonds for me.
Yeah.
Josh.
Give
Josh.
me all the Rashad Bateman.
Do you just like the
Lamar
target upside on him? Or?
What's up?
So you like the target upside?
I do like the target upside, and Lamar Jackson didn't get his contract. I think we're going to see nuclear Lamar, especially in week 1.
Yeah.
I think Sauce Gardner lines up on Bateman, which is why I'm worried about that. So I will go Chase Edmonds. I like Bateman a lot this year, but I do not like him against Sauce Gardner.
It's
Is
raining.
Tolbert even?
I want to see the rookie in real like prime action first.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like Bateman's good.
I'll take a Cincinnati guy who is shutting down Alabama receivers against the Minnesota guy, just for the record. So,
Lee, it does kind of look like that, but no, it says cold
No.
AF because that is
It
Josh's.
says-
Josh's hoodie.
it says cold world.
All right, the Tootsie Pop. Hi, Rachel. Says start 1. Claypool, Boyd, or Baby Chark in flex. Mace.
Either
Ow.
Boyd or Chark, but I'll just say Chark just because I'm a firm believer in Chark. I like him, and I'm hoping for a comeback from him this year.
Josh.
Any other week, this would be Chark. I think Philly's done a lot to upgrade that secondary,
True.
so I'm not enamored with Chark there. I think I'm going to go Claypool here. I do like the built-in targets for Boyd, but I'm curious to see Claypool here as like the big slot in this offense, and just to kind of see how they utilize him there. Boyd is probably the safest bet, though.
Yeah.
Joe.
You know how Notre Dame's the laughing stock of college football? That's Chase Claypool in terms of wide receivers in the NFL.
Oh.
I'm just drop him. Just drop him. Just no fucking reason for him to be on your team. This is not a joke. I'd rather have Josh Palmer, the third receiver in the Chargers offense, over Chase Claypool. Tyler Boyd. Chark does have a bad matchup against the Eagles defense this week. If garbage time rolls around quick enough, then maybe he finds himself a touchdown. And again, broken coverage can happen at any point. We saw it with Jalen Ramsey 17 times on Thursday Night Football. I like Tyler Boyd. I just think, I don't know, he's going to have the chance to get peppered with targets. He just feels safer than the other guys. If you need higher upside, I think, then I'd probably go with Chark because I think he has the better opportunity to score a touchdown than Claypool. So I would go with Chark because he's at home. But Boyd overall.
All right. Gemma wants to know if he's crazy to play the Bears D in DFS this week against San Francisco.
Okay, let's not ask the 49ers fan. Okay, let's not ask the 49ers.
Yeah.
I got to
feel like,
imagine that like DraftKings or FanDuel is paying you to start the Bears defense. They got to be one of the cheapest defenses out there. They don't have a bad defense. Let's get that straight. They don't have a bad defense. Roquan Smith, their front seven solid. Robert Quinn is still there. Eddie Jackson in the back.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, like they don't have a bad defense. And I'm honestly okay. I don't know your whole lineup. I don't really play DFS. I know how it works.
Where's Kira when you need her?
Yeah, I don't know how much defenses are cost, but I can imagine the Bears are probably towards the bottom.
I think
So
it's
if
like
you
the
wanna,
very last one, honestly.
yeah, if you want to spend cheap on defense, I don't think the Bears defense is a terrible option to spend cheap on because they're going against really a rookie quarterback who doesn't have a lot of in-game NFL experience. And I mean, Mase, you even said it. You want to see Ayuk prove it with Trey Lance first. And I said that with Debo too. I'm like, I want to see Debo prove it with Trey Lance before I'm going to full-on trust him.
Yeah.
So,
Gemma said they're cheap.
yeah, got to be dirt. Again, DraftKings is paying you to start them.
Yeah,
So,
I think with this, you're looking at tournaments, right? Because you want to pay as far further down as possible.
Yeah.
Cash games, I wouldn't fuck with the Bears D. But Joe, you hit it on the head. Like, they've got some talent there. They can play. My biggest question is, we saw how Eberflus did with the Colts defense. They're kind of a bend, don't break style defense, and they're going to give up a lot of chunk plays. And I think we're still trying to see with the Bears D how those types of players will fit within that scheme. But I'm with you. I think that they could be a good option, especially in a tournament play.
All right. Quite possibly one of my favorite questions of this stream thus far. But for what it's worth, we are 4 minutes to noon. We try to keep our shows to an hour. So, gentlemen, here comes your lightning round. Ryan Weiss, first time, long time. He's facing Cup and started Robinson because he was led astray by a handsome mustachioed man, I'm assuming is himself. He wants to know, does he stick with Mooney and Deontay in a bad matchup or go with Bobby Trees and Tyler Boyd? Mase.
Mooney and Deontay.
Josh.
Bobby Trees over Mooney.
Joe.
Mooney and Deontay.
Lazard is doubtful. Cobb Renfro. What is WDIS, by the way?
Who do I start?
Oh, okay.
Renfro.
We asked the resident young person.
Hi.
Josh.
I love Cobb this week, but I still would go Renfro.
Joe.
Renfro for 1,000.
All right. In a 7th flex position in a standard league, Lixers has JT, but he also has Younghoe Koo, and he's having a hard time which one to slide in there. Mase.
He's a Falcons fan.
Like JT, like Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's not a question at all.
This is a full-on joke. Elixir's comes in here every week and says Younghoe Koo is putting up 20 points. So that's why he
might. I mean,
yeah. Again, in the Atlanta offense, he very well might. This is a joke question. It's Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
In his 7th flex position is a joke.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Michael Hendrickson in a flex PPR, Mooney, Leonard, or Pollard. Mase.
Mooney.
Josh.
Mooney.
Joe.
Fuck it. Drake London.
All right. Real quick, is Lamar playing?
I believe
yes.
So. He's getting paid like $23 million this year, isn't he?
Yeah, he will play.
All right. Hobo's back.
Hobo.
Real quick, rate his better team of 4, 10-man full PPR. Lamar, JT, Williams, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton.
Like take out Sutton? Are you saying like drop one? Or
Yeah, because then his next one is a 10-team full PPR. It's his full team. Jackson, Taylor, Williams, Allen. Yeah.
That's full team. It must have accidentally hit enter. I mean,
to me.
Yeah, B+, A-.
Yeah, I think the big thing is Hawkinson. I'm not a big Hawk guy. But
yeah.
But he is a big Hawkeye guy.
Love Hawkeye.
McSweet, Boyd or Parker in a PPR. Mase.
Boyd if you're playing safe, Parker if you're going for upside.
Exactly what Mase said.
Joe.
I gotta imagine that's Devontae Parker, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's what I was thinking.
That is definitely Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd in every sense of the word.
All right. Mr. Scampers. He's not starting Kittle, he doesn't think. Is he starting Tunyon or Gesicki, or is he indeed rolling with Kittle and just tempting the fates? Mase.
Tunyon.
Josh.
Yeah, I think of all these guys, I'd go Tunyon, but you might still get more points out of starting Kittle.
I would go Kittle if he's healthy. You're not starting Gesicki. Again, if there's one thing the Patriots defense always does well, it is stop tight ends. Every single year, they are the #1 defense in stopping tight ends. But if not, if Kittle's injured, it's Tunyon by default. So,
all right. Anthony says that he drafted a great 0 RB team that Joe would be proud of. He started Henderson and Cup on Thursday night in a full PPR. Who should he sit? Cortland Sutton, Scary Terry, or DK Metcalf? Mase.
DK bunnies up.
Josh.
Metcalf. That's who you sit.
Was that a consensus, gentlemen?
I think so.
Yeah, it's DK Metcalf and the shittiest offense in the NFL. Of course it is.
All right. Doug Links has Josh Allen as his starter and Lamar as his backup, and he's getting trade offers.
Yes. If it's
I
a
mean,
one
I
QB
guess
league,
it'll-
yes.
I was going to say, I guess it all depends on what those offers are.
Yeah. Don't finesse yourself and don't trade too early.
Yeah.
Play the field on it.
Wait till he drops 50 against the Jets this week and drive the price up.
There you go. It is noon, folks. Thank you for joining us for Starts It Different Day. If we didn't get to your Start Sit questions, hit us up on the socials at Club Fantasy FFL. A number of people will happily answer them for you. And if you aren't aware, every August before the season starts, we do a week of shows where the women take over, no pun intended, every Wednesday night for our Women of Fantasy Football shows where we raffle off signed jerseys to benefit Laura Oakman's organization Galvanize. And Wendy, who you saw a comment from earlier, won in our first week. She won a signed George Kittle jersey. And she said that she took her signed George Kittle jersey that she bought raffle tickets for and traded it for an entry fee into her home league, which is cool. And then the guy running it is going to raffle off the jersey again to pay for medical bills for his son.
Awesome.
And we love that. We are all about giving back. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And that is
That's
football.
awesome, Wendy. That's awesome.
That's really
Speaking
cool.
of raffle giveaways,
Oh, yeah.
yesterday we crossed 400 subscribers on our YouTube page.
We're at 402,
So,
baby.
That's
Hey,
fantastic.
hey.
So now we start the trek to 450 and 500 where we'll do more giveaways.
Yay.
So on Wednesdays, no pun intended, with Joe, Ryan, and myself, we're going to raffle off a signed Deebo Samuel 49ers jersey for all of our subscribers. So
You
if
subscribed
you
to
are
Mase?
still listening to this show,
Yes. I am.
if you are subscribed and you do not have a public YouTube channel, I do not see those. So do me a favor, take a screenshot of you subscribing, send it to Club Fantasy FFL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also send it to myself at the One Hudsonian. You can send it to Joe, probably not at the Bismarck Larks, but send it to Joe underscore Zollo.
And that's at Bismarck. Yeah.
Send it to Ryan at the Fantasy 5. Send it to Faith, FF underscore Leap of Faith, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that we know, because I want to include you into this raffle. You have from now until Wednesday to subscribe, and you will be involved in this giveaway. So this is all you literally have to do is hit subscribe and have a chance. There's no donation, no nothing. You can
Long
also
story
go
short.
to
Go ahead.
you can also
Sure.
go to clubfantasyffl.com/podcasts, and there's a form that you can fill out as well with your name, handle, show us that
Ooh.
screenshot.
We fancy
And
now.
Yeah.
You know.
Amazing.
in the gaming
Signed-
world, you know.
The signed Debo jersey will look great next to your signed Debo jersey.
I was gonna say, I think I was gonna go the other side, right? If you guys are
Really
doing the
good.
Ayuk one, that'd be nice. I can
Oh.
double team it right there. You know?
Long story short, Josh likes to spend money
I
and give
do.
things
I think
away.
I do have a signed
We
Ayuk
do have a
jersey,
signed Ayuk
actually.
one. We do.
Yeah.
Joe says we do.
We do.
Just like
No,
we do.
It's like we got a guy.
Yeah. We,
All right, real quick before everybody leaves. Best game day snack, Mase.
Dude, wings.
Josh.
I mean, I don't really consider wings a snack.
yeah.
More of a
Well, it depends on if you have like
buffalo
a
chicken
layout.
dip and Tostitos kind of guy, but yeah, wings. I'm all about wings. So
Joe.
I mean, yeah, wings feels more like a snack than pizza, but the best game day foods is pizza. Like if you're chilling at home, it's pizza.
See, if I'm going snack, but I also have known to make meals out of this. I make a mean buffalo chicken dip, and so buffalo chicken dip and Tostitos is where it's at. Mase, thank you for joining us. I know it's early for you. We appreciate it. Before we get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah. I write for the IDP Army, and then you can find me on Twitter at CaliKing49er17. I mainly do IDP. I rank on Fantasy Pros. I scout college players in my spare time because I'm a weirdo. Everything I do is my kids and football, man. So thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it, and hopefully we can reconnect and get together soon.
Yep.
Elixirs wants to know when you're going to get a signed Young Wei Koo jersey, Josh.
Just for you, Elixirs.
Do
Just
these
for
a
you.
20-point game first.
Damn.
How about
There
that?
we go.
If Young Wei Koo gets a 20-point game, Josh will at some point.
I love how you
auction off-
volunteer me to spend my money
Yeah.
on these things.
Josh will.
Always.
Josh, it's going to be $2 on Pristine. He will get
You know what's funny
signed.
though? The only kicker jersey I've seen on Pristine is Justin Tucker.
Yeah, probably.
That's literally the only one that I've
Look,
seen.
Josh is going to find a signed Young Wei Koo jersey. Once he crosses 20 points at any point this season, he will do it. And at some point, we will auction that Young Wei Koo jersey off. And Elixirs, we'll throw in a couple extra slots for you just to give you a better chance. How about that? Because you've been here for like 3 years now at this point.
We'll ask Laura. We'll see what she can make happen.
Yes, yeah, sure.
I'm sure like that's an easy thing to get a signed jersey from a kicker.
Kickers are just happy to be there.
Kickers matter too.
Yeah.
Unless you're Josh.
Oh.
Once again, this has been Start Sit Different Day. Your starts, your sits on a different day because that's how we roll around here. For Josh at the One Hudsonian, Joe at Joe _ Zollo, and at the Bismarck Larks.
Yes,
Protect the nest.
It works.
Oh, if you've never seen Joe, if you've never seen the Bismarck Larks social and watched Joe do what he does, it's fantastic. And I can confirm that Joe is that person in real life.
Follow us on TikTok at Bismarck Larks.
Trying to get paid, y'all.
Joe,
please God.
Just you know what, Joe, give your spiel.
Guys, there is a $13,000 bonus check on the line if I hit all my follower goals, please. So
what are your follower goals?
Irrelevant if we've hit them already. We have. But I would continue. I would like to continue. I mean, I may be good at my job along with the other people I do this with, but I would love it if you guys would follow us. We do a lot of funny stuff. We actually just got picked up by John Boy in Bleacher Report walk-off.
Shut up. That's awesome.
So that was cool. So yeah, second time on John Boy this year. First was for banning Rob Manfred from our ballpark, and we'll end on that.
As he should be. I am at FF_leap of faith. Join the boys Wednesday for No Punt Intended. And then we will see you again back here next week.
On Saturday.
Fest and Chill tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Ryan Kira, special guest Jordan Vanek from the 3013.
Hey-o! Have a great Saturday. College football is on today. Have a great Sunday tomorrow. Good luck in your matchups. Toodles.